Yo, what's up? This is Eric Euler with the next installment of Litho Slayage. We're dealing with some graining of litho stone action today. The first thing you want to do when you're graining stone is you want to counter etch your stone. It just means you're neutralizing the grease. We're using acetic acid. You're going to suit up with some nitrile gloves, vapor mask. I like to anyways, to each their own. You want to make sure that you put the acetic down on a dry stone. Otherwise, it's going to take down the intensity of the counter etch. So we're starting with some 80 grit. Each shop's going to have different carborundum. The carborundums we had at my school here did 80, 120, 150, 180 to 220. Carborundum's pretty much sandpaper without the paper. And we're just going to move that around the stone with a levigator, big piece of metal that you spin. Always bring the levigator outside of the stone so we don't get a dip in the middle. You don't want to work too heavily in one area, otherwise you'll make it uneven. So yeah, we're just going to do that a bunch of times until the image is gone. Just wash it off with water. As soon as the carborundum turns to a sort of cloudy white, that's when you know it's sort of depleted. Use a little squeegee to get rid of the excess water. We'll use some future fans, just spin them real fast, and yeah, that's what technology has come to. You're also going to want to repeat that procedure 3 times in order to counter etch it properly. You can hear it fizzle a bit whenever you throw it down there, and I find it makes it a little easier to get some of your previous images off. You'll find if you grain off an image that was just freshly printed, it's probably going to take a lot less time than something that's been marinating on your stone for a couple of years. It's got a little dust action on there. You always want to make sure you're really careful about watching off the old carborundum on your levigator, on your stone, on your gloves, on your squeegee, on your fan, whatever the hell you're touching. So as soon as you're done counter etching, you can take off your respirator and just fan or dry. I mean, if you have a window in your studio, you should open that. I might make it go a little faster. This is a true bar. Usually they're marked. It's completely true, so that means it's completely flat, and we can put up against a stone and gauge whether our stone is flat. You definitely don't want to use a whetstone. It's a total no-no. It could damage the press. It could damage. It could break your stone. But if I have a little scratch on there, I'll deal with it. And if there's a small little place where it might go down a bit, it's pretty much your discretion. Always ask a faculty member or technician if you have questions, and they can give you better suggestions. So just throwing down some more 80, moving it around, graining forth, trying to use the same sort of graining methodology. You can also do stone-on-stone graining, which works as well. I find the levigator's a little faster. Sometimes you could be graining for hours, especially some of the bigger stones. We double check to see everything's rock and roll. You're going to want to follow your coarser 80 grits with polishing grits, which here we're dealing with 120 to 150, 180 to 220. At my school, we just have 100 grit, 180, and 220. So in between each polishing grit, you're going to want to do it 2 times on a stone. At my school, we just have 3 of them, so we usually do 3 in between. Whatever, to whatever desired surface you like. It's whatever works for you. There's not really too much other than that. You can go higher depending on the surface that you're looking for. I usually keep it at 180 if I'm doing some drawing, or 220 if I'm doing some more fine detailed washes, things like that. But yeah, it's like whatever works for you. So when you get to the higher grades, you got to be a lot more careful. This is where we'll get a tendency to get big scratches on the stone. So sometimes I like filing down the edges of my levigator. I find that sort of helps smooth it out, because after excessive use, they're going to get a little sharp. So I mean, even for your safety, for grabbing them and things like that. After you're done doing your graining, I mean, pretty much let your stone dry. If you want your paper sitting inside the stone, you don't really have to do the edges. I don't really want to do a demo on filing edges, but you should probably do that if your paper is going to be bigger than your stone. Other than that, I just really want to thank you for checking out this video. Tell your friends, slay some lithos, shoot me an email, and check out my website, www.ericeuler.com, and shoot me an email, eric@ericeuler.com. Keep it evil, peace.